This tutorial is for how to do a sway back adjustment. So to do this adjustment, you're going to want to make sure you have a pen or something to mark with, your French curve, measuring tape, scissors, and your back pattern piece. So the first thing that you will want to do is when you are trying on the dress, you will want to take this waist seam here. Here's your waist, and you want to put this seam exactly where your waist is and pin that into place. So this needs to go where your waist is, and then you need to take something to mark with, and you need to make a mark exactly where that is. Now, I like to do this on the main part of the pattern so that it eliminates the need for using the math of the seam allowance, because I can just directly measure this and go direct to my pattern piece. I don't have to add or subtract seam allowances. So I just find that a little bit easier. So now what I'll do before I get this out of the way is I'm going to take my measuring tape and I am going to measure from here to my seam, which is exactly 2 inches or 5 centimeters. Once you do that, you're going to take that dress out of the way, and then you're going to bring your pattern piece up. So this is my back pattern piece. This is the middle fold, and this is where we're going to mark our 2 inches because we're working on half a pattern. So the first thing I'll do is measure up and mark 2 inches. Now here on the side, our waist didn't go up. Now if your waist did go up on the side as well, you will want to mark where your waist is on the side so that you can connect the 2 dots. However, if this seam was sitting perfectly at your waist and it was only the back that was dipping, you only want to mark the back. And then what we're going to do here on the side is we are going to come in our seam allowance, which is 1/2 inch or 3/8 of an inch or 1/2 centimeter, or 3/8 of an inch or 1 centimeter. Sorry. So this is the mark that we're going to be going to. Next, we will take our French curve and we are going to line it up straight. So this has to be flat. And then we're going to line it up with the point over here. So we're going to be drawing from that 2 inch mark all the way down to the mark that we placed on the edge for our seam allowance. So what this is going to do is we are creating a curve. This curve is a convex curve. And then we also have the skirt, which is a concave curve. When opposite curves come together, what it does is it creates a contour. So what that means is we're kind of taking out this wedge out of the back so that it can contour and scoop in towards your back rather than laying flat like it is normally. So if you have this curve and you have the opposite curve of the skirt and you sew those 2 opposite curves together, it's going to create that contour to your back and allow this to sit at your natural waist through the back. And the reason we're not going up here is because your waist isn't coming up. So we don't want to ruin any of our seam allowance. We want to draw through here, and then you would cut exactly on that line. Now, if your waist did come up at the side, you would again mark here and then come to where your waist is on the side and make that mark. But because we've made this shorter, that means we also have to make the front shorter. So I'll grab the front really quick and show you. So here's my front. So if I come up that much, I would have to do the same on that front piece and then blend it back down into the dart. And then if my waist came up in the front, then I could do the same on the front so that everything lines up. So it just depends on, do you just need a sway back adjustment, which is step number 1, or are you bringing all of your waist up evenly all around the edge. And the only way you're going to know that is to put the actual dress on, pin the waist into place, and then take those measurements and transfer them onto your pattern. Now, these are your actual cutting lines. These are going to be the lines that you're going to cut on because your seam allowance is already included. So you don't need to add or subtract any seam allowance.